Gotta get my fingers together. Who is gonna be the first one? John Wolf. Johnny Wolf, and there's Zeus the Barber. Hey guys. You guys remember this one, right? There's a Sparky too. Let's go, a Sparky. Well, you know, I want to just feel good today. I'm gonna feel good today, no matter what gets in my way. Yeah, I'm gonna feel good anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna feel good today, no matter what people say. I'm gonna find real peace of mind for me. Yeah, I'm gonna find some real peace of mind for me. I'd like to find some for you too, but I think you're gonna have to find your own, because that's just the way it goes. But it's good to see all you guys. A lot of stuff, like, I don't know, a lot of stuff happening in the news and stuff. I just sort of stopped watching it after a while, or looking at it, because it's like, wow. It's just kind of overwhelming. Like, wow, you know, just so many police officers, judges, officials getting like, just, they're like in a different zone. Yeah, it's depressing. They're like, man. And then, you know, there's Marsfield. Good to see you, Marsfield. Good to have you guys on board. They threw me into a concrete cage. They left me there to rot away. They buried me alive. They buried me alive. They had theirs, but they took mine. The punishment didn't fit the crime. They always said it was a matter of time until they buried me alive. Well, I know what it's like to be buried alive. You guys do too. Yeah, you're put in a steel and concrete cage and just kind of left there. Here you go. Here you are. You're served. Like, does that really correct human behavior? Does that do anything? Yeah, John, we've got Blockheads 4 that is coming today. It's been finished as of Sunday evening. So it's supposed to go up today anyway. Blockheads 4, which I don't know. I'm probably partial to this whole thing, but I really like the blockheads thing. Yeah, I really like it. And I'm doing some new stuff, you know, it's like, it's a lot of work putting it together, but it gives me like this creative reign, right? So many different elements, so many little pieces. Yeah, Johnny, check it out. Should be up. I don't know. As soon as I get done with this live, I'll make sure that it goes up. But yeah, Blockheads 4. I want to run up like about maybe 6 or 8 episodes, and then I'm gonna try to start looking for, you know, I'm gonna start looking to try to get some inroads into the see if somebody wants it, right? One of these major distributors or production companies, or maybe a studio, maybe you know, Comedy Central or one of their subsidiaries. But yeah, I think it's got legs, man. I just really like it. I like it because it gives me a chance to actually, you know, like, I know you guys are gonna say play with dolls. It gives me the chance, yeah, to play with dolls, I guess. But it gives me the chance to like formulate these expressions. They're not all mine, of course. I try to make it like, I try to have a subtle humor in there, because I think that's really what it's all about, is just following that little trail of humor, just being like, yeah, okay, all right. Enough like intelligent stuff in there. Yeah, you need to catch up. Marsfield, where you been, man? You've been doing that halfway house thing. That's where you've been. Yeah, I know what that's like. Oh, they ran me off. Yeah, I started like, I mean, look, halfway houses are run by non-profit organizations, at least the one I was in, that had some kind of an agreement, some kind of contract with the Bureau of Prisons, Federal Bureau of Prisons. They'd take so many prisoners at such and such a cost or whatever, I don't know. But I must have ran afoul of their some kind of monetary policy per prisoner or something, because they sent me to the Stratford County Jail in Dover, New Hampshire. You know, I was almost finished with it, but they sent me like the last month, I think I spent in Stratford County Jail, and it was for nothing. There wasn't any rule violations. There wasn't any. It was me going to the hospital one night. It was me because I fell down the steps, and you know, it was a result of them having somebody else mop the steps who really wasn't supposed to be mopping the steps at that time of the night, and I slipped, fell down the steps, had to go to the hospital. It cost about $18,000. So they were mad. Yeah. Yeah, but you're lucky, Marsfield, because in the halfway house, you're in a different position than just regular BOP prisoners or state or whatever. You're in a different position because you're PO and the court put you there, right? So you're in a little different position. You got a little more leeway, a little more, should have anyway, should have a little more. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's all the same thing, Zeus. It's 6 in one hand, half dozen the other, right? Anyone that has so-called authority or power over another person, at some time, in some way, is going to abuse that authority. But the thing that distresses me is how often it's happening. That's interesting on the visiting part. I didn't know that. But the thing that, it's just overwhelming. I mean, the amount of videos right off their own cameras. And it's like, they don't even care. I'm just reading an article about on Google about ADX Supermax and the lawyers out there, the prisoner union and everything. They're up in arms. They're saying that there's a big, huge staff shortage, and that everybody's like doing overtime, too much overtime, so they got a big brouhaha going on at the Supermax, the federal Supermax. Because of understaffing, they can't fill those positions. And, it's just, they're saying that they're overworked, they're making them do mandatory overtime shifts and all that kind of stuff, and they're underpaid. I don't think they're underpaid. And I really don't see how there's no like open units at the ADX. There's units, like step-down units, but what do you got? A couple officers per shift manning those units? 2, 4, 6, whatever. I mean, doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of necessity for a lot of bodies to be out there. But then again, you got a new director of the Federal Bureau of Prisons. You've got a lot of stuff going on. They're still trying to get the First Step Act implemented. They're still trying to figure all that out. So it's not an easy lift for anybody. And I just wonder what El Chapo will be doing, right? What he will be, because, any kind of confusion, any kind of chaos like that with a turnover of personnel or, disgruntled personnel, that's going to be an inroad. That's going to be something where a guy like that can step up and say, and honestly, those unions, I don't think they'd speak about it openly, but I think that in a roundabout way, if they're trying to burn the administration, if they're trying to draw attention to their so-called plight, they might just let him walk off. Not walk off, but they wouldn't really. Hey, there's Country. All right, Country. Good to hear from you, brother. I was going to say good to see you, but all I'm seeing is my own reflection, so that ain't much. But, yeah, everything's good, man. Everything's good. It's all good. It's all good. We just gotta do what we gotta do, right? Within our own individual little spaces of place and time. It's all we can do. It's just kind of, be all right with ourselves. Be all right with where we're at, what we're doing. Stomach acting up. You got to get some Pepto-Bismol, man. You probably already hit like about half a bottle or so, but that's what I do. I hit that Pepto-Bismol. Country's cool. Yeah, Zeus and Country. Zeus has had about 16 operations. So hopefully it's not ulcers or something like that, country. Do you know what it is exactly? Do you know what's going on? I mean, maybe some probiotics, maybe some, I don't know, some milk. Yeah, those are tough ones too. Those are tough ones. Man, I was just thinking about this guy like yesterday. I was at the United States Medical Center in Springfield, the federal penitentiary down there. And this dude, this short, heavy-set Mexican dude, his brothers were like, I don't know, they were some mid-level or upper-level cartel guys. I mean, but he was like eating spoons and eating, swallowing different stuff. And they came to him one day and they said, we're going to take you out and we're going to x-ray you. And they took him out, they brought him back. The next morning, really early, like 4 a.m., they come and they got him. They said, we're going to go to the hospital. We're going to get this out. These spoons and stuff you've been eating are stuck in your intestines. So they took him out. And when they brought him back, he was on a colostomy bag. They had done that surgery. And man, I want to tell you, that dude, man, he was sucked up about that. I would have been too. I mean, I've had stuff like that happen. Not that, but yeah, medical nightmares, right? You give them consent to go down and get the spoon out, and all of a sudden you wake up and you've got a colostomy bag. No, hell no. No. Ain't doing that. Damn. Not digesting food. That's not good. That's not good at all. You have to be able to digest. You're going to have to eat some pickles, man, and you're going to have to go with some probiotics, something to get that gut bacteria straightened out. Maybe something killed it off or, messed it up. Maybe that gut bacteria is like tribes, right? Different types. And some of them overlap and some of them don't. And some are like against each other. Yeah, colostomy bags ain't cool, man. There you go, Zeus. There you go. Zeus and country side by side, man. Imagine that. Like O'Grady or something, right? Yeah, I've just been kind of hanging out, just doing my thing over here. Just creativity, man. Just creativity. Got the Blockheads episode number 4. That's finished, ready to be published. What got in the way, what slowed it down anyway, it was this last week when we went up to DeRosa Sculpture Garden and built that solitary confinement cell on the hill. That kind of threw everything off about a week or so, but starting to get back with it now. Starting to catch up a little bit. Walking along these railroad tracks, I swear by God I ain't never going back, 'cause I'm a fugitive. I'm running from justice. Yeah, I'm a fugitive, baby. There ain't no turning back. Had to break free from that prison cell, 'cause doing time wasn't nothing but hell. Now I'm a fugitive. I'm running from justice. dark of night, cut through bars, beat the wall, now looking at stars. Hound dog bark, but I'm all behind. Can't catch me cause my feet can fly. Warden's man wants to kill someone, but it ain't me, I ain't the one. Cause I'm a fugitive, you know I'm running from justice. I gotta get those chords down. That's one of my songs too, Fugitive. Gotta work it out a little bit, but getting there. So what else you guys been up to? You've been like relaxing and trying to get a little bit of R&R in, or too much R&R? Yeah, well, yeah, that's when it's bad. When it hits gangrene stage, yeah, that's when it's bad. That's definitely the death of that tissue. Now, I don't know, I've seen or heard reports of, flesh kind of reconstituting itself, even if it's severely infected, but I guess it just depends. I guess it just depends on the biology of that particular person, and whether it's up to par. Yeah, I imagine. That's yeah, we're not going to keep these physical bodies forever anyway, right? Just the nature of the beast. These things, they kind of, we kind of burn it out in our youth a little bit, right? And then we run out the clock, or we try to run it up, but things happen. It's like, you're rolling on the same set of tires for 300,000 miles or something. Yeah, eventually something's going to give. So we just got to be, a little bit cautious about our health, but no matter what you do, right? No matter how healthy you are, no matter what it is. He's Vio guy. All right, man. Beat. Yeah, we got to take care of ourselves as best we can. Physically. But even if you do the very best you can, even when, you're still going to go downhill. Like, I probably got about 15 years, good years left, maybe. Mid to late 70s. Yeah. But, yeah. We're all going to come to the end of the road one of these days. All right, country, we wish you well, man. And everybody just keep country in mind. He's got a internal digestion issue, and that's kind of a serious matter. God bless you, country. Man, just do whatever they tell you to do, and just do even more. Like, follow your own inner feelings and thoughts, because sometimes your body will tell you, hey, I need this, or I need that, or we need to do this or that. That'd be cool, though. Yeah, it's a pain in the ass getting old. But we're in this cycle of life, right? So it's natural. Everything about it is just natural. You just go through it, and whatever happens just happens next. It's like, okay, how do you stop this progression of time? You can't, right? Nobody's ever been able to. So we just gotta have, hey, chill. All right, man. Good to hear from you. Yeah, we just gotta keep on keeping on and keep a good face on it, keep a good attitude, cheerfulness, be of a quiet mind, like don't let your thoughts overwhelm you. Yeah. Well, it's a scary thing. I mean, it is scary, but can't avoid it. And honestly, I mean, it just depends on your perspective overall, but can something that is natural or normal or just a natural part of life, can that ever really be a bad thing? I mean, it's just a question I'm throwing out there. Can it ever really be a bad thing if it's just natural, if it's what happens, if it's the nature of the beast, so to speak? But our bodies and our minds are two different things. So, our bodies, they're just going to kind of get old and deteriorate away and eventually die, if you want to call it that. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust, right? But our mind, our minds, our inner self, and I know some philosophers and religious scholars, they say, well, there isn't a self. There is no self. But I think there is a self. Yeah, I think the self is made of energy. Energy. Just energy. Non-physical energy. So, that energy is somehow, it's coalesced or combined into a unit. Yeah, Zach. And so that's what we call the center or the core or the soul or the heart, right? The center of our being. Think about that. It's not physical. It's not a physical thing. It includes the physical thing if you want it to, but it's not that. It's separate. It's independent. So yeah, I mean, the life of the mind, the life that we lead in the mind is really everything. That's where reality takes place. Exactly. Energy cannot be made or destroyed. So think about a piece of ice, right? Water. Okay, it's ice. Now it melts and it's water. Maybe now it gets heated up and it's steam. Yeah. Well, that's the thing, Zeus. Our physical energies are going to dissipate. They're going to go downhill. Our physical capabilities, longevity, it's going to get shorter. It's going to get less, right, as we go. But the mental energies, once we get to where we feel really good about ourselves, the body is one thing, and I'm not going to discount pain at all because I've been there. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. I'm not gonna discount physical pain, because physical pain can overrule the mind. Totally. It can take over, and often does. So it's no fun. It's no fun. But there are ways to deal with the physical stuff. There are ways that supersede the flesh itself. So, in other words, a lot of the ancients, they could laugh in the face of their tortures. There's account after account of this phenomena happening. They would just laugh. They'd be having their guts pulled out. Just their intestines rolled up on a reel or something, right? And they'd just be laughing, like not laughing in derision. They'd just be happy, like, hey, yeah, you can't touch this. You can't touch this. When you've got a polished soul, when you've got a well-developed, strong soul, non-physical body, if you will, can't be touched, can't be harmed, can't be destroyed unless you allow it. It can't be destroyed, but it can't be harmed unless you allow it. Yeah, that's your noble warrior. That's your samurai. That's your, it's not just samurai, but it was a code of chivalry. It was the Albigensians, the Cathars, there's all kinds of Persians, the people throughout history that just, they understood. We're just passing through. So, but it doesn't, it still helps to be able to comfort other people and to be able to at least, lend a hand when we can and say, okay, I feel for you. I feel for you, and but it just seems kind of empty to me sometimes just to say, oh, I feel for you. If I don't have something that I can offer, like some kind of maybe a possible solution or something, that I feel like I'm missing part of that equation. But yeah, it's all good anyway. The reality is we're all gonna die. Up until that time, I'm gonna make it as positive and as good as I can make it up till that time. Especially since I lived in another world for the past almost 33 years, or at least over 3 decades, let's say it that way, of my life. I lived in a completely different world. So I'm just now getting the dust knocked off my head, right? And shoulders too, probably. All of this time has passed me by. So many years are gone. Hope never fades unless you give it away. And time never stops moving on and on and on and on and on and on. Time tracker, won't you sing me your song? 30 years 'cause you did something wrong. Tell your story now and make it good. Tell us something that you think you should. So many here's 'cause you did something wrong. Tell your story now and make it good. Tell your story where you think you should. Yeah, that's my time tracker song. I gotta do a little work on it too. But that's gonna be kind of the theme song when I get it polished up a little bit. But yeah, I hope you guys get a chance to like reflect a little bit, to, you know, just relaxation, just being comfortable in your own skin, trying to keep a cheerful attitude, try to remain calm. Don't let your mind, your thoughts go into any kind of, emotional distress, any kind of a storm in the mind. Those things, really, when you learn how to do it, it's just a matter of choice. Once you recognize that you're going there, you can just say to yourself, hey, I'm not doing that. I'm not going there. Hell no. So, yeah, it works like almost like magic, I think. Kind of, to be in control of your own mind, to get your mind to do what you want it to do. That's the trick. That's the secret, I think. And yeah, it's not always easy. I don't know if it's ever easy, but it's certainly very possible. And it makes a lot of sense as well, just to get there. I know last week we had some really good questions on well, thank you, my friend. Thank you, Sparky, too. I'm just trying to lay out there for you guys what I myself collected over some hard lessons. But I think at least I'm beginning to catch on. I mean, I'm not there, but at least I'm beginning to catch on. And, hopefully by what I do rather than by what I say, but the words are important too, of course. But I'm trying to transmit, I'm trying to give some of this understanding. I'm trying to spread the light, around a little bit and say, this is what I came up with. And, if it resonates with you, if it's something that you can use, if it's something that gives you a little more insight about yourself or the world around you, then yeah, cool. Use it. Go for it. Man, do it. Because I'll guarantee you there's a lot more in each one of us than what we realize. There's a lot more in each one of us than we can ever know. And, if you're going to judge people based on maybe the worst day of their life, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, yeah, share your way, bro. Share your way. Absolutely, you could do that. Yeah, if you're going to base, like, categorically, if you're going to say something like, yeah, this guy, he's just a murderer, or he's just this or that, it doesn't really do justice to the concept of human growth and development. It doesn't do anything for the concept of redemption, personal redemption. Yeah, NBD for short. I use that all the time. Yeah, I mean, for me, Zeus, staying out, it isn't hard. I mean, it's not difficult. It's not hard to stay out. I don't want to go back. That's not my lifestyle. It's not my thing. I'm way, 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 way over it. And it's just not for me. I mean, you know, what kind of a risk? Yeah, because of the old habits, because of the mind. Drags you right back in. It's like quicksand. The mental state, that's the equivalent of quicksand. It just draws you in. The more you try to struggle, the more it grabs you, the more it pulls you and brings you down under. And people just, it's not their fault, but they don't know how to break that habitual pattern in their own lives, in their own hearts and minds. They don't know how to break that pattern. They don't know how to get free of that grip, that grasp, that pull. And they want to. They really, truly want to. They just can't. They don't know how to do it. But there's pretty simple techniques. It just takes a little bit of discipline, and you just have to apply yourself on a regular basis, even if it's just for a few minutes, a couple minutes a day, or what have you. You have to apply yourself on a regular basis. And then little by little, it begins to work. It begins to have an effect. So yeah, the meditation, just sitting down, just learning how to breathe, just diaphragmatic breathing, belly breathing. Let your belly go way out when you inhale. And when you exhale, tighten whatever belly muscles or ab muscles and pull in and push that air all the way back out. And just put your mind's eye, your attention on the breath as it goes in and out, as it cycles. Just put your attention, keep it right there. Just follow it as it goes in and out. 5 or 6 breaths, really. If you can manage a partial breath without generating thought, without, suspending thought, man, you're gold. You're gold. Because that's the whole idea, is to suspend the conscious thought. Because when we suspend the conscious thought is like this. It's a beta wave. You hook the EEG up. Our conscious thought is a beta wave going like this. The alpha wave is that nice, smooth, it's almost like a subconscious zone. It's like just before you're falling asleep and you're in that kind of one foot in that dream world and one foot almost there, the other foot almost in there. And that's what we want to achieve with our breath control and our relaxation techniques. We want to be able to put the mind in that alpha zone where it's just a nice, smooth ride. And, people talk about being imperturbable, being like reaching this point of like where nothing can affect you. And what they're talking about is the beta, thoughts, the constantly active producing of ideas and words and concepts and situations that happens on the surface of our mind during what we call this conscious state of being awake in this physical being, on this physical planet. But I don't want to lose you guys. I don't want to get too deep, but I mean, it's all pretty simple. It's just a matter of learning how to breathe and just turning that into, the transformation of the brainwaves. Just relaxing, just getting calm, just getting like, just getting a breath of relief. Because there's a lot of stuff right? That can get us down, that can pressure us one way or another. And, you know, if we're going to live really, truly good lives, and by that I don't mean moralistically, I just mean lives of quality where we feel really good about ourselves and our place in life, and we're secure, and, you know, we're establishing a good perspective, a decent, happy, not happy, but content perspective, and we're getting on that way. Exercise, great. Exercise it's second to meditation. That's why I use yoga meditation when I call it yoga meditation. But there's a lot of exercises that I use in the course of the yoga meditation. And pretty soon I'm going to put everything together. I've got some things together, but I'm going to put together a series so that I can just demonstrate how to do this stuff. A little bit of a routine, a little bit of a little more of, you know, what I've learned over all these years of self-study and just opening my eyes to the world around me, and, you know, trying to get a hold of an understanding, a good understanding of who's who and what's what and what's really going on, right? So, you know, it's not a matter of being infallible. It's just a matter of being cool with yourself, good with yourself, right? Here's my little puppy dog. Come on up, and I'm gonna get you right now. I'm gonna get you. Let these fellas see you. Let them see you. Here she is. Here's Princess Emma. There she is. Yeah. See everybody? See everybody? Hi, everybody. I'm going to do a ventriloquist act with her. But yeah, she's just cool. She's just, look how relaxed she is. Look how cool she is. Emma. That's right. Princess Emma. All right. All right. See you later. See you next time. Next week. Next week, Emma. Yeah. I think you're a good girl. Sure. It's a little bit hot in here, though. Yeah, I think I'm gonna cruise out, fellas. It's 48. I've been here how long now? I think it's been 50-something minutes. But at any rate, yeah, I think I'm gonna cut out. I will wish each of you the very best. I hope that you have a tremendous week ahead of you. Just try to relax, try to have fun, stay within the lines, you know, just do what you're supposed to do, and everything will be fine, guaranteed. Yep. All right, a Sparky 2. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys very much. And I'll see you again soon.